My name's Melissa, and I have a website called cloudmom.com where I dispense with some basic parenting advice. Very basic. And I basically spend a lot of time talking about myself and my kids, because I've got these 5 kids and they're just so cute. Actually, you can look on my Facebook page. I put up a lot of adorable pictures of them. Aren't they adorable? Well, anyway, despite what I had thought, I've basically decided that when it comes to being a mom, I'm not that smart. And here's why. I got to get my phone to show you guys. In the past, I would make calls to other friends of mine who are moms, and I'd be on the phone being like, "How's Jack?" And she'd be like, "Good." My friend, "He's good." I'm like, "Okay, how is he? What's he up to? What's he doing? How's everything going with him?" "Good. Getting big. Getting big." I'm like, "What do you mean getting big? Can you give me a little more?" And I never understood. Well, ding! A light bulb went off in my head as I was driving back in the car with my husband recently from vacation, and I was chit-chatting on the phone with a friend of mine. I actually thought the kids were asleep. We were talking about our kids, and I was telling a few funny story or two. Get off the phone, and one of my sons from the back seat is like, "Mommy, you talked about me and you said bad things, and I'm really embarrassed, and you made me feel really bad." And he takes his little blankie, all my kids use blankies, and he puts it over his head like this in the car, and he hovers down into fetal position. So I'm there being like, oh my God, I am the worst mother. What an idiot. I too now have to be the one on the phone who's like, "Good, getting big," because you have to be really careful not to talk about people in front of them. It's like if someone calls you up and you're driving with your husband, they're not going to be like, "How's your marriage going?" And they're not going to expect a detailed answer. So anyway, please write me if you've seen this vlog and tell me that I'm not a horrible person. And please tell me that maybe this too has happened to you. You've reached that moment where you're like, bingo, I can no longer really talk about my kids in front of them. So that's it for today's vlog. Thank you so much for watching cloudmom.com, and I will see you next time.